and this tree fell and literally cut the entire roof in half and was sitting across this wall and this wall through the middle of this building, right over top of our heads.
And you were standing right
While
there.
I was standing right there. So I heard this big crack, thought it was thunder, and all of a sudden just the whole room exploded and there's daylight coming through and there's dust and everything.
Hey guys, welcome to Kingdom Carriers. Listen, you've probably never heard this from any podcaster ever, but when you engage with the episode, it helps in the algorithm. So if you are on Apple or Spotify, if you could drop a 5-star review, if you think it's worthy of 5 stars, that would be amazing. If you're on YouTube, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Maybe drop a comment in there. If you don't know what to say, just comment the fire emoji. I'll know what you mean. But hey, for this episode, this was a fun one. We were on location with Cody Lutz, aka Coach Cody. We were in his backyard shred, got to talk about his life, his journey, and how he almost died in the very room where we were recording the podcast. So let's jump into it. Bibles, barbells, babies, business. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cody Lutz. Cody, thanks for joining.
Dude, stoked for this conversation.
So I would normally say welcome, but I am on your turf. So tell me, where are we? What is this place?
Welcome to the Shred, baby.
Shred.
240 square feet of paradise where discipline and dreams come alive.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow. Well, dude, I'm excited for this conversation. Tell the listeners a little bit about you, kind of the 30,000 foot view, and then we are going to dive in, kind of a speed run this time. And so we'll get right to
Yeah, man. So present day, I'm an executive coach. I work with Christian business owners, primarily Christian men who are founders, executives, or owners of businesses.
Mhm.
And I help them scale the business and steward that engine that God has given them to bring him glory and create good in the world.
Yeah.
While also stewarding all the rest of the responsibilities of life and family and faith that God has given them. And so all things combined, but
Yeah.
I'm really an executive business coach for the guys who view business as a gift to be stewarded for the glory of God.
Okay.
Now, background, I spent about 8 years of my 20s at Answers in Genesis, a nonprofit ministry, international nonprofit ministry based out of Northern Kentucky, where we are.
Sure. Like the Creation Museum.
Creation Museum, Ark Encounter.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
huge.
So I worked for them, worked for the executive office there for a number of years, running events and stuff for their CEO, and traveled around with him. Met my wife that way, and that was awesome. And so the Lord really used that as a lot of good things came out of that in my 20s.
Yeah.
Reinvented my entire career, which is a theme for me.
Okay. Okay.
in 2020 during COVID.
Sure.
Right. Events were not happening.
Wow.
And so the Lord directed my steps away from Answers in Genesis after 8 years to a small tech company.
Okay.
Worked for the small tech SaaS company, about 5 million, 20-ish employees.
Okay.
In customer experience, and came in as an entry-level employee on the customer experience, customer support side of things. And then 18 months later was running the customer experience department and growing that and hiring a bunch of people. And and so that was really fun. Really cut my teeth on like small business leadership, management, company culture, people development, and really the thing that I fell in love with the most. And at the time, we just called it leadership or management. But the thing that I really fell in love with was this thing that I now call coaching, which is just helping draw out the potential in people.
Yeah.
At the time, it was the employees on the team that I was stewarding and leading. But it was like just working with these incredibly talented people and helping them see that they are capable of so much more than they think.
Yeah.
And helping them unpack and discover what that is and then helping them accomplish it. And so spent, I think, about 4 years at that company.
Sure.
And then the Lord directed my steps away from that company. I got fired.
There you go.
For the last time, Lord willing, because now I work for myself. And so came home and said, Lucy, this is the best thing that ever happened to us. Lucy's my wife.
Yeah.
Said, I don't know what happens next. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I know that we're going to look back on this day and we're going to tell the story that this is the best thing that ever happened to us and the best day of our lives.
Wow.
And we work for ourselves now. I work for me.
Yeah.
And so
that's proven to be true.
And that was the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the time I was building and trying to get my kind of like a side business of mine now, which is not my main focus, but this brand called Backyard Shreds, which is like a home fitness brand.
Sure.
If you can't tell with like the
There you go.
barbells and stuff. Yeah, I'm into fitness. I love that. Right.
Right.
And I'm a coach. And so that's just who I am by nature. And so we were building this home fitness brand, sort of like got an e-commerce side of things where it's a Shopify site that I sell building plans for people who want to build a home gym.
There you go.
Shed on their property.
Yeah.
So like you can deadlift 500 pounds on the floor. It's not going to fall through. That
Right. Yeah. Got to have certain specs to make sure it can hold up.
Yeah. So I started a business doing that out of a need that I had, which is to build something like this that was designed for a home gym.
Right.
And so that still goes just like passively in the background now, like YouTube feeds views and sales on the website.
Yeah.
But at the time I was building that, it was like a very long, slow runway to get that type of content-driven e-commerce business up and running for like $100 a purchase.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And we needed money more quickly. And so the Lord, opened the door for me to add fitness coaching to that brand that I already built with the e-commerce side of things, the home fitness.
Yeah.
And so I started doing fitness coaching, and that started providing for the family. It was like exactly what we needed.
Right.
That was about 2 years ago now.
Okay.
And then through the process of doing fitness coaching, it just became abundantly clear. I'm like, man, this is much closer to who I am. This is much closer to what I love doing. I'm a coach. I help people accomplish seemingly impossible goals.
Yeah.
And I know fitness. I've done it for years, and so I can help people in that realm.
Sure.
But it's not the thing that I really, really love and really, really am passionate about, which is this crazy game called business. And I just love the game of business.
Right.
And I was like, this is the thing that I want to coach people in.
Wow.
And so then I started just sort of like, well, what if, I was working with a world-class coach of my own, and he was helping me kind of like walk down that path. And he kind of helped me see the difference, the unlock in my mind, which I was like, well, I'm no Alex Hormozy. Like I've never sold my business for $40 million, and here's why you should listen to me and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I was like, wow, how can I help people that are
yeah.
way ahead of me in business, so to speak. And kind of the unlock for me was understanding the difference between coaching and consulting, which is consulting is I'm the expert, let me teach you from my expertise.
Sure, right.
Whereas coaching is you're the expert, but there are things that you're not seeing,
right,
dots that you're not connecting in, areas of your thinking, assumptions, beliefs, etc., that you're just blind to.
Yeah.
That you need somebody from outside of you to come and sharpen and challenge and help you see to get to what you're capable of and to get to the next level of your potential. So that was the unlock where I was like, oh, wow, that's what I've been doing all these years. And that's what I love doing. That's what I'm incredible at. And that's what I obsess over.
Yeah.
And that's what people need.
Right.
From the, my client who's the CEO of $100 million private equity group to my, group guys in my group that are like just starting their business and they're like trying to figure out how to, create their first $20,000 client or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, okay, the same unlocks for both of them are going to get them to the next level. So that was the thing. So I started that a little over a year ago.
Okay.
And that just took off, and it's been a fun ride since.
Wow, man. So it's like following the journey. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you just kept getting kind of closer and closer to the sweet spot where, when you were working for, the Answers in Genesis, you were developing these skills all through those years, meeting your wife, of course, and then working for the other company, you were kind of closer to it. Like, all right, now I'm managing people, and then fitness was like even closer to it. And then now it sounds like you've kind of like hit a sweet spot.
Yes.
In terms of just like, man, I'm doing what I love. I'm doing what I'm good at. And it's taken off.
Yeah. And finding that like sweet spot, that alignment of the thing that you're incredibly good at just comes naturally to you.
Sure.
The thing that energizes you, and that just like, man, you could spend all day doing it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're still just like pumped.
Right.
And the thing that other people need and get value from, right? There has to be that too.
Exactly.
And like finding the convergence of all those things.
Yeah.
And I always say like income follows impact. And so when you find the alignment of all those things, you're not far away from financial picture changing drastically as well.
Yeah, man. Wow. So, I mean, it sounds like it's going really well. Can you take me back? Because in your story, it sounds like there were two moments where, the plan changed, which ended up being a great thing. I want to hear about day of, so Answers in Genesis, it sounds like that season ended because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it like for you? Obviously, everyone was in a state of shock. What is happening in the world?
Yeah.
But then for you, you're thinking, oh, our whole line of business just kind of went out the window. What was that like for you? And were you married already at the time?
I was.
Yeah.
We had our first kid in February. So the timeline, Nick, is really crazy.
Yeah.
And really it was probably the most peaceful experience career change wise of like anyone in 2020 that had experienced something like that. So I got married in 2019.
Okay.
My wife, at the time, I was still doing the events, traveling like every other weekend kind of thing. And at the time, we got pregnant like pretty much right away with our first son.
Okay.
Which was the plan. Like we wanted to have kids. And
sure.
I got 4 kids, 6 and under. So we're just like
great.
7 years of marriage, 4 kids. We're just getting after it.
There you go.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
But for the first year or so of our marriage, Lucy was able to travel with me to these events, and she would volunteer, and we traveled together. It was awesome. It was really fun.
Yeah.
We got to do some really fun things, and the ministry was gracious to.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out for them as a win-win. Like she would volunteer for free. Basically, we would stay in the same room, so there really wasn't much expense for her to travel.
Yeah.
And she was super helpful.
Yeah.
As basically a volunteer, a free employee.
There you go. Yeah.
So we were hanging out. We were doing this, but from the time we got married, I basically knew there was a timeline, like there was a timer on this career that I had done for most of my 20s, where I was like, once we have kids, she's going to be home with the kids.
Okay.
And my events that I was traveling for were mostly on the weekends.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'm not going to build a career where my wife and kids go to church without me on a regular basis.
Right.
That's not what I'm doing. That's not what we're building. And so I'm going to have to do something else. I'm going to have to find something else. So pretty much from the time we got married, we just started praying like, Lord, this is all I've ever done. Like since I was 19, like this is my only grown-up job I've ever had. Like what's next?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I could do or should do or what type of jobs I should apply for.
Right.
And so just we literally like it was just a year of prayer and like Lord open the doors, direct our steps, and knew some people at this tech company. And so I'd actually started applying maybe like January of 2020.
Yeah. Okay.
Before COVID was even a thing on the scene.
Right.
And then we had our first kid in February, end of February. Victor was born.
Okay.
Took paternity leave for like a week or 2.
Sure.
Came back to the office for like a few days, literally. And then it was like, so now we're into like March 2020 where everything started like shutting down.
Right.
And then they sent everybody home to work from home.
Okay.
Because like, okay, this COVID thing, 7 days is about to stop the spread.
Right.
Remember all that?
Yeah. Oh, man.
And so
went
from home, worked from home. And then like within a week or 2, it was like, hey, everybody, like, we don't know, like, we're going to try and bring you back. But right now, like everything's shutting down and we're just going to have to like furlough you basically.
Wow.
So I was having interviews with this tech company.
Sure.
And so I was laid off from Answers in Genesis. And then the next morning I got a job offer in my inbox from the tech company. So they were actually, and so, it was a software company and it's like B2C software. So like everybody's going home.
Yeah.
And so like, it was actually a great time for B2C SaaS.
Software's taking off.
Right. Exactly. And I was like, I could work from home. And so they onboarded me at home. Eventually it became an in-office thing, but like worked from home. And so really like the transition was as smooth as it could be. And the Lord just, provided for us in that season. So it was really incredible. Yeah. And we've seen that happen. Like just every single transition, every single step, we're like, okay, Lord, we want to honor you with this. We want to serve you. We're going to build our life around the principles that we believe are right and the life that we believe we should live.
Yeah.
And then trust the Lord to provide for us.
Right. Yeah.
And he has. Like it's been incredible.
Yeah.
Like even this is a crazy story, but like this is actually a great example of this right here.
Okay.
So this is my little shed.
Okay.
Model. My dad made me this. And here's the story behind this is an incredible story that is a similar story of provision for the next transition, which is, 4 years later when we left Accountable to You, the company that I was at, to work for ourselves.
Yeah.
And got fired in July, spent a couple months and I was like, man, I've done professional photography. I've built websites. So I'm like, I'm just going to like put a bunch of stuff out there and see like if I need to make money, I'm going to find a way to make
Right,
money.
right.
So I started doing all this stuff, and like, just stuff was taking so long. It had been a couple months and things were just not going as,
Gosh.
I just assumed that like we would just jump right into it and I
Yeah.
would just start making money, and
Yep.
things were slow.
Yep.
And we had like 6 months of savings. We looked at our number and we're like, chop everything spending wise, and we probably be okay for like 6 months.
Okay.
And we're like 3 months into that,
All right. Yeah.
you know, and we're like, okay, like this is
Sure.
not going as quickly as we thought. Like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen? We're praying for the Lord to provide.
Yeah.
And then I was literally standing like right over here where my desk is.
Yeah.
So for the people watching, like right behind the camera.
Sure.
And then literally right above where our heads are, as I was standing at my desk, a tree fell through the roof.
Oh my gosh.
So this big dead tree in the woods behind our property here, it had been raining and the roots gave out, and this tree fell and literally cut the entire roof in half and was sitting across this wall and this wall through the middle of this building, right over our top of our heads.
And you were standing right
While
there.
I was standing right there. So I heard this big crack, thought it was thunder, and all of a sudden just the whole room exploded, and there's daylight coming through and there's dust and everything.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like really shook and like, whoa, what just happened? Like totally crazy.
Sure.
And then like the next thought is just like, man, like we've been struggling and trying to get this business going and trying to make money. And all of a sudden, like this happens. Like how the God does this? This doesn't feel like the answer to our prayers. This feels like the opposite.
Right.
How is this providing? How is this what we need?
Yeah.
Well, it ended up being an incredible gift of provision where, I think insurance paid out like $8,000 or something for the repairs that we were quoted from contractors.
Okay.
And I built this whole thing myself. So
yeah.
I'm pretty handy.
Sure.
And so I ended up doing the repairs myself.
Okay.
And it cost me like $1,000 or something.
Wow.
Right? So
yeah.
at the time, like that was like a couple months worth of
that worked out well
expenses for us.
Yeah.
That just extended our runway just a little bit longer. And it ended up being just enough to get us to where, we were cash flow positive and paying the bills.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man. And so the story about this is my dad actually took some of the wood from that tree that came through the ceiling here and made this little replica shed of the tree through the roof. Yeah. And it's got the date on the bottom. It says Tuesday, September 24th, 2024, 4:47 p.m. But it's just an incredible reminder of like, God knows what we need.
Yeah.
Like, and I always tell my clients, I'm like, I don't need your money.
Right.
Like if we work together, it's because we're going to create something incredible together. And it's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be valuable. But I don't need your money.
Right. Yeah.
The Lord provides for my needs, not you.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. Wow.
And if we need money, like I say, like he can make money grow on trees.
Right. There you go. Exactly.
He can make money fall from the sky.
Yeah.
He did both.
Exactly.
He can drop a tree through my roof if we need money. Like whatever the case may be, like God's going to provide for us.
Wow.
So yeah. It's been an incredible journey of just watching the Lord open the doors, and we just seek to be faithful and pursue the opportunities in front of us.
Yeah. So, looking future focused, what do you feel like kind of, when you think of yourself as a 90-year-old old man, looking back on your life, what do you feel like you'll look back on and be like, wow, God, you used me to do X, Y, Z. From post 2026, what do you feel like are some of the things that you're like, man, God has me on this earth to do this?
Yeah. I don't think I have like a BHAG life mission kind of thing of like, man, like I'm going to eradicate slavery or something,
Right.
like, but as principles, I want to be faithful with what I've been given. I want to be a good steward of it. And I want to make the absolute most of whatever the Lord gives me.
Sure.
And so, like in some senses, relationally, I've got 4 kids.
Right.
I've got 4 kids, and that matters to me far more than any business, more than any financial impact that I could make.
Of course.
And just to like homeschool those kids, disciple them,
right,
and raise them in the fear and love of the Lord.
Yeah.
And love my wife and stay faithful to her over the years.
Yeah.
And serve in the church, in the local church.
Right.
And then as far as the business goes, like long term and even like kind of near future, where I'd like to see this going, where I'm kind of building towards is taking the principles, the frameworks, the systems, and the stories of incredible transformation that my clients are experiencing from the coaching stuff, and then publishing that into books. So like writing a book is sort of like my next big milestone for me. Because I always say like identity growth precedes opportunity growth.
That's good.
So a lot of times like there's a huge shift or growth in our identity.
Right.
And then opportunity catches up with that.
Yeah.
And so, there's like, I just see phases of my life where it's like Cody, the entrepreneur, or like Cody, the manager, Cody, the people leader, Cody, the entrepreneur, Cody, the coach. And now it's like Cody, the author, I think is like this next like, phase of like identity growth that I'm like growing into. I'm like, I never thought I'd write a book. But now I'm like, I think I need to capture this stuff and the impact that'll create for me. So it'll probably be a lot of books eventually, long term. Short term, I would like to write some really impactful books, or a really impactful book that business wise, eventually I would love to kind of create a framework or a licensable model for other coaches to use to create impact in their lives.
Right.
I think of some of the books with a licensable model that have impacted me and the businesses I've been a part of. Things like Story Brand by Donald Miller.
Great one.
Right. Things like EOS by Gino Wickman. Things like 5 Dysfunctions of a Team or Working Geniuses by Patrick Lencioni. Man, some of those books have been transformative for me and my life and my business and other businesses I've been a part of. And I know millions of other people have been impacted by those. So I would love, if the Lord allows, to create something of that impact. That then can be a model, business-wise, like franchise/licensing model where other people can, do that and use that in their businesses.
It kind of keeps growing beyond you and keeps multiplying. And other people are having conversations about the blank model by Cody Lutz.
Exactly.
And like, oh yeah, that one changed my life,
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know what that'll be called. A client of mine coined it like C4, like explosive growth, C4, explosions. Because I'm always saying that coaching basically solves 4 bottlenecks. The same 4 bottlenecks, whether it's a $100 million CEO or the first-time founder trying to get to $100,000. It's clarity, creativity, courage, and consistency. Those are the 4 things that keep people stuck. Those are the 4 doors you have to open to get to the next level of what you're trying to get to. And so clarity in what the vision is and what the goal is and what's actually important, where you're trying to go. Otherwise, you're going to be spinning your wheels trying to solve the wrong problem. Then when you have a clear vision, you need creativity. And
how are we going to get there? How are we going to accomplish this?
Thinking differently and how we overcome the obstacles and how we create those opportunities. That's really all creativity is, just thinking differently. Once you have a clear vision and a creative strategy, then you still need a ton of courage because it's going to require you to do things you've never done before. Maybe do things that no one's ever done before. And go somewhere you've never been before, be someone you've never been before. And that's scary. That's hard. And there's opposition, there's misunderstanding when you start doing stuff and living that way. And so it takes tremendous amounts of courage. And then the last thing is like consistency.
Consistency, man.
To do the hard, scary things, not just once, but over and over and over again until you get the results that you want without getting discouraged or distracted, which are the 2 enemies of consistency. Discouragement and giving up, or distraction and that shiny object syndrome. Like founders, we do it all the time.
Oh man.
Like maybe that's better. Maybe I should do this. Maybe that. Clarity, consistency, courage, clarity, creativity, courage, consistency. Those 4 things.
The C4
over and over and over again. The C4 model. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe not. Like
I like it. It's
just
catchy,
playing around being
powerful.
creative.
Wow, man. So, okay, you mentioned, and I know we got to land this thing in a little bit. You mentioned you have kids. I just wanted to ask, what do you feel like is the hardest part of parenting that you've experienced?
My oldest is 6.
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend like, I know everything about parenting. I've never had teenagers,
Sure. Yeah.
all those things. But right now in the season that we're in, which is something that's really interesting to me is, we're kind of coming out of like the toddler stage into like the kid stage.
Right. Yeah.
And man, like looking at my oldest too, especially, and going like, they're not toddlers anymore. Like they're kids.
Yeah.
And they think about stuff and they remember stuff and they process stuff. I'm like, man, I remember like things I thought about myself, things I thought about other people or the world when I was 6.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, his beliefs, his worldview is starting to be shaped right now.
Yeah.
And so that's just like an extra layer of weight to parenting that it's, when kids are little, it's really simple. It's very black and white, A-B. It's like, do this, don't do that.
Right.
And it's very like external focus of you're just shaping their behavior and like obey mom and dad.
Sure.
Or there's like a consequence if you don't.
Sure. Right.
Like, it's just very simple. It's very simple. Whereas shepherding people and getting to the heart of what they're thinking and why, and, because like our outcomes are shaped by our actions, but our actions are shaped by our beliefs. And that's the fundamental heart of coaching, which is, consulting focuses a lot on strategy. And so when business owners, in business, they come, they're like, oh, I want a different outcome. I need a different action. I need a different strategy. Like, what's the strategy that's going to get me there?
Right.
Where coaching sits a layer deeper, which is, we can give you all the right strategies, but it's not going to work because unless we address the thinking and the beliefs that are underlying that system.
Right.
And it's the same thing, I think, in parenting, right? So it's like trying to get at the heart of, who is this person? How do they view themselves? How do they view the world?
Yeah.
And how do I influence that?
Right.
Because when you get that piece right, the behavior, the actions, the strategy, whatever it is, like in life and business, like it all just kind of clicks into place and like takes care of itself.
Right.
So that's what I'm thinking through right now as a parent of a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, 3-year-old, and 1-year-old.
Right.
That's my world. Yeah. And then just working on my own heart, the patience, the understanding to not, let my flesh react when they're being sinful.
Oh yeah, sure.
But to focus on what's happening in their heart and draw that out rather than, Oh yeah,
coaching your kids. But yeah, a lot of
the coaching business, man, is working on me in a huge way, especially just the way that I show up in relationships has been incredible.
Yeah. Wow, man. Well, dude, I know we could go a lot longer, but we'll kind of land the plane. I like to end with like a speed round, kind of a lightning round here.
Okay.
So just a few questions, starting with, what is your favorite movie of all time?
I should have like a quick answer to this, but I don't have a quick answer to this.
Or maybe one that makes the top 5 list.
I'm going to say, I would say the first movie that comes to mind is like Ready Player One, but like, I don't even know why. Like, it's just like such a fun, creative movie.
Yeah.
Lego movie is fun. Like, I've been watching that a bunch with my kids lately.
Oh, man. Oh, that's great. That's great.
I wanted something more profound, but those are just two fun ones
that
come to mind.
The lightning round starts pretty surface level. Another surface level one. Where's one of your favorite places to shop?
Favorite places to shop? Anything that has hunting stuff.
Okay.
I could spend a lot of time in like Bass Pro, Home Depot, Cabela's.
Yeah, okay.
Home Depot or like any like.
Okay, right. Yeah, obviously, yeah.
I love like tools.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, any place like that for sure.
Okay.
And I love like weirdly, like I love buying clothes, which makes no sense because everything I own is just like black t-shirts. But I'm like weirdly love buying clothes.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, fun to get something new. Yeah, okay. When you meet God face to face, what's going to be one of the first questions you ask him?
Why me? Why me?
Yeah.
I know the answer.
Yeah.
I'm an unworthy recipient of incredible grace.
Yeah.
Anything that I have, anything I've accomplished is not because of my own doing, not because of my own worthiness, because I have a very merciful, gracious Savior who has chosen to be gracious to me despite my sinfulness, despite my depravity. not because of anything good in me, but that he might receive glory. And so I already know the answer to that, but if anything, it's just glory to him.
Sure. Yeah. Man, that's beautiful. I love that. Okay. Just two more. And you've probably already alluded to this, but what's one thing you want to get better at in your business over this next year?
I want to start creating more incredible in-person experiences.
I love that.
I love the fact that I can be close to my family and coach people remotely via video from this little shred.
Yeah.
And that was intentional in the way that I've designed my life during this season with my young kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And I try not to travel too much.
Yeah.
And I do some in-person stuff with clients, but I want to create some really incredible, like maybe some group experiences.
Yeah.
I want to do like larger groups, smaller groups. I want to take like a group of CEOs on like an elk hunt in Colorado.
Yes.
Just like a bunch of like cool stuff that's just like life-changing experiences paired with life-changing coaching and insights. That just, I think, two things in the world of AI, in person, in real life experiences, and the people and the businesses that do that well, there's like a barbell shaped opportunity. You're either on the cutting edge of technology and AI, or you're like incredible at in-person, real analog, and stuff in the middle is just sort of gray. But like, I think there's just like incredible standout opportunity on both ends. And so I'm not like a cutting edge technology guy.
Sure. So you're like,
I want to create, but
stuff.
I love people and in-person experiences. And so I want to create some really incredible in-person experiences.
Awesome.
And then two, as a coach, I deeply believe that the more sensory input you attach to an insight, the more memorable and powerful it is. Right? That's like a smell can take you right back to a moment in time. You remember exactly what you were thinking, exactly what you were feeling, exactly like good, bad, whatever. A smell, a sound, a song, whatever.
Right.
And so when you can attach that sort of experiential sensory engagement to insights that are powerful and life-changing, it sticks with people forever. And so I love creating that type of experience for people.
Man, wow. I can't wait to see that. Well, dude, where can people find you? Just, as we wrap up here, socials, website, where can people get more Cody Lutz?
Yeah, man. LinkedIn.
Okay.
LinkedIn is like the main thing that I do. I post some stuff to Facebook, but the majority of time that I spend on social media is just on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, I think it's like at the Cody Lutz or at, you'll find me.
Okay.
Search Cody Lutz and you'll find Barbells Babies.
Right, there you go.
Bibles, Barbells, Babies business.
I'll link to it as well.
And then I have a YouTube channel for Coach Cody. And then people can find me also at mycoachcody.com.
Okay. Awesome. Well, dude, Cody, thank you for having me at the Shred. Man, it's great. This has been awesome. I really appreciate it.
A blast, bro. This is fun.